What if I told you that something as private, as personal, and as ordinary as masturbation could actually help protect you from prostate cancer? Yes, you heard that right. For years, men have carried shame and silence around this subject, yet modern science is beginning to suggest that what many considered a guilty secret may in fact be a hidden defense against one of the most common cancers in men. My name is Dr. James. I'm a urologist and men's health specialist with over 3 decades of experience guiding men, many in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, through the challenges of aging with strength, dignity, and health. I've spoken with thousands of men who worry about prostate cancer, and I know the weight of those fears. Here's the paradox. The very act many were taught to feel embarrassed about could be linked to lower risk of disease. Doesn't that raise questions worth answering? That's why you're here today. I promise to take you through the science in simple, clear language to show what researchers have discovered and to explain what it could mean for you as an older man. And the most surprising part? The benefits are real, but the story isn't as simple as a headline. You'll want to hear what comes next. Before we continue, make sure you've joined this community. Click subscribe and tap the bell so you'll never miss another important health conversation designed for men like you. And if you find value in this message, type YES in the comments below. If not, type NO and tell me how I can serve you better. Now let's begin with the first and most important question: why prostate cancer matters so deeply for older men. 1. Why prostate cancer matters for older men. Prostate cancer is not just a medical term you hear on the news. For many men over 60, it is a shadow that hangs over daily life. It is the second most common cancer in men, and with age, the risk grows higher. You may know a friend, a brother, or even a neighbor who has faced it. The truth is, by the time most men reach their 70s, nearly every one of them will have some form of prostate abnormality, whether it is an enlarged prostate or cancerous changes. That reality can feel frightening, but knowledge, preparation, and simple habits can make all the difference. What makes prostate cancer so important to talk about is not only how common it is, but how quietly it can develop. In its early stages, it often shows no symptoms at all. By the time signs appear, trouble urinating, pain, blood in the urine, the disease may already be advanced. That's why awareness is your greatest weapon. It is not about living in fear, but about staying one step ahead, taking control of your health before the disease can take control of you. And here is where things get even more surprising. Scientists have uncovered a potential link between something as ordinary as ejaculation and a reduced risk of prostate cancer. It almost sounds too simple, doesn't it? Let's look at the groundbreaking Harvard study that shook the medical community and changed the way we think about men's health. 2. The Harvard study, a game changer. In 2016, a team of researchers at Harvard followed more than 32,000 men for nearly 2 decades, carefully studying their health and their habits. What they found was nothing short of astonishing. Men who ejaculated more than 20 times a month, roughly 5 times a week, had a 20% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who did so only a few times a month. 20% may not sound dramatic at first, but when you realize how many lives that difference could save, it suddenly becomes extraordinary. For many older men who often feel their options for prevention are limited, this study opened an entirely new door. Think about that for a moment. Something so natural, so personal, and completely within your control may actually be part of protecting your health. It challenged old taboos, reshaped medical conversations, and gave men hope that prevention could be simpler than they ever imagined. But of course, the next question is even more important. Why would this be true? How could something so basic have such a profound effect on the prostate? The possible explanations will surprise you, and they just might change the way you look at your own body. 3. Why could ejaculation help? Scientists are still piecing together the reasons, but several theories reveal why ejaculation may play such a powerful role in protecting the prostate. One idea is simple yet compelling. Every release helps flush out potential toxins and inflammatory agents from the prostate, like cleaning a filter before it clogs. Another possibility is that regular activity prevents fluids from stagnating, reducing the chances of irritation or harmful buildup inside the gland. Some researchers also point to the way sexual activity may help balance hormones, supporting a healthier environment for the prostate to thrive. These explanations paint a picture of the body working with itself, using natural rhythms to maintain health. It's not about forcing or straining, it's about allowing what is natural to keep doing its job. For many men, this is both reassuring and liberating. It means that a habit often hidden in silence may in fact be part of the body's built-in defense system. Still, as encouraging as these ideas sound, science reminds us that nothing is ever that simple. If ejaculation can help, why have some studies shown no benefit, or even the opposite? That's where we must turn next, and the answer may surprise you even more. 4. The limits you need to know. As promising as the research may sound, it is important to face the truth with clear eyes. Frequent ejaculation is not a magic shield, and it cannot guarantee freedom from prostate cancer. While the Harvard study and others showed encouraging results, some smaller studies revealed no clear benefit at all, and a few even suggested the opposite. Science is rarely absolute, and men must understand that the body is complex, influenced by diet, lifestyle, genetics, and countless other factors. Even more sobering is the fact that ejaculation does not appear to protect against the most aggressive, life-threatening forms of prostate cancer. These cancers often grow quickly and silently, and by the time they are discovered, they can be much harder to treat. This is why no man should rely solely on this habit as his only defense. It may help, yes, but it is only one piece of a much larger puzzle. And yet, here lies another truth. While the science shows limits, it also forces us to confront a different kind of barrier, the cultural silence and shame surrounding sexuality in older age. And that silence, as you'll see next, may be more harmful than we realize. 5. The emotional side, breaking the taboo. For many men now in their 60s and 70s, the subject of masturbation or sexual activity has long carried a heavy weight of silence. Raised in times when speaking about intimacy was considered improper or even sinful, countless men learned to bury their curiosity, their desires, and even their needs. But silence can be dangerous. When we treat natural functions as shameful, we rob ourselves not only of joy, but of valuable knowledge that could protect our health. The truth is that sexuality does not have an expiration date. Intimacy, whether shared with a partner or experienced alone, remains a vital expression of humanity, of connection, and of life itself. To pretend otherwise is to deny a part of who we are. And for older men, embracing this reality can bring more than pleasure. It can bring freedom, confidence, and perhaps even better health. So let us break the taboo, not with embarrassment, but with dignity. This is not about indulgence or shame, it is about reclaiming what has always been yours. Because when you accept your body without fear, you open the door to choices that truly support your well-being. And that brings us to something equally important. Beyond breaking silence, what are the practical steps men over 60 can take right now to protect their prostate and overall health? 6. Practical advice for men over 60. Knowledge alone is never enough, it must be turned into action. For men in their 60s and beyond, the path to protecting prostate health is not built on one habit alone, but on a foundation of choices that support the body every day. Sexual activity, whether through intimacy or masturbation, can be a natural and safe part of this foundation. Do not be afraid of it, and do not let old ideas of guilt steal its value. At the same time, listen carefully to your body. If you notice changes in urination, discomfort, or a decline in sexual function, these are not signs to ignore or to hide in silence. They are signals urging you to speak with your doctor. Pair this with daily exercise, a balanced diet rich in vegetables and lean proteins, avoidance of smoking, and healthy ways of managing stress. And most importantly, never skip regular screenings. A simple PSA test or a routine prostate exam can reveal what the body cannot say out loud, often long before serious trouble begins. Prevention is power. But beyond the practical steps lies something even more profound, the reminder that aging does not mean surrender. And in that truth lies a message of hope every man deserves to hear. 7. A word of hope. Growing older does not mean your best years are behind you. I have seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who continue to live full, vibrant lives filled with energy, intimacy, and joy. Prostate cancer may be common, but it does not have to define your story. With awareness, smart choices, and a willingness to care for yourself without shame, you can take control of your health and your future. Every man deserves to know that he is not powerless no matter his age. Hope is not just a word, it is a lifeline. It means remembering that your body, even with its changes, still has strength and purpose. It means understanding that intimacy is not reserved for the young, but remains a gift at every stage of life. And it means believing that prevention and early action can save lives, perhaps even your own. So let this message remind you, you are never too old to protect your health, never too old to reclaim your confidence, and never too old to live with dignity. Because the real story of prostate health is not about fear, it is about possibility. And as we move into the closing thoughts, I want to leave you with one powerful truth that may change the way you look at yourself from this day forward. We've learned that prostate cancer is real but not unbeatable, that science points to surprising connections with ejaculation, and that breaking silence brings freedom. With knowledge, healthy habits, and hope, you hold the power to shape your future. Age doesn't define you, your choices do.